This broadcast is live. Apparently.
Yay! Happy Saturday, everybody.
Everyone, I was back front.
Welcome to Project Metal Music. We are Baz and Vixen from Black Roze.
We are?
Yes. He thinks he is.
I know we are.
And thanks for having us on the show. I hope you're all doing good.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Glad you can actually come and actually do this interview with us today.
Oh.
Right, so let's dive into some questions. So, as kids, what were you listening to?
Oh, well, do you want to go first?
Oh, he always does that. Do you want to go first?
Well,
so give some chance.
Ladies first.
Well, when I was little, I lived in a sleepy little town called Ludlow in Shropshire. So there wasn't very much in the way of the cool kids and what everyone's listening to. So basically, I was brought up with soul and Motown from my mum, and sort of Susie and the Banshees and Kate Bush from my auntie. So that was my start until I got to about 14, and then I discovered Iron Maiden. And I was just in love. That was just like, this is my music. This is what I want to listen to. Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, and all that. That's the kind of stuff. From 14 onwards, but up until then, it was quite eclectic.
It was John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi. Oh yeah, because I was in love with John Bon Jovi. And you?
Oh, over to me. As a kid, okay, so. Strangely, not strangely, but Rush was probably my first rock. I know it's a bit weird. My rock influence. When we was all at school when I was about 13, everyone was getting into Rush. I think Spirit of Radio had just been released. Oh, damn! I might have given my age away there. So when I was at primary school, Spirit of Radio was. No, so everyone was into Rush, and so yeah, I thought, oh, this is all right. And then sort of from that, I sort of got into a bit AC/DC, and then and the one and only where is it that way? Motorhead coming along, and that was pretty much it. I was headlong in, and it all went from there for me, all through all the genres, new wave of British heavy metal, right through the hair metal, right up to grunge, and then I didn't listen to anything after that.
In the 90s, I forgot to say, I was my dance music as well. So I started with the Prodigy and all that kind of music, and then it went into going to raves and dancing. I'm showing my age now. I'll shut up. Shut up.
You're right.
Just a baby.
So, who actually got you into like the Iron Maidens, the Motorheads, the Rushes, that type of thing?
Oh, well, like I say, I mean, it was a general thing at school. You know, it's at school, someone brings something in, and you'll want to be part of it. So just a load of schoolmates, really, and we all went a bit. I don't know. It was weird to sort of like you listen to it, and we all went a bit as you do it. 13 or 14, whatever age it was, jumped on the bandwagon. But once I heard AC/DC, I was thinking, I think I prefer AC/DC to Rush, to be honest. And then it sort of went from there. I mean, nothing against Rush. I liked all of Rush up to Permanent Waves, and after that, it went a bit downhill because it's too much keyboard for me, you know. But the early Rush, I still like now, really early 70s stuff. I like the raw, old school Rush. Yeah, just guitar, bass, drums, and vocals banging it out. That's what I like. Nowadays, all that proggy stuff, I'm not into at all.
Too intelligent for you, isn't it?
Yeah, too intelligent.
It's a bit of a rock and roll prostitute, aren't you?
That is working.
With me, I got myself into it because like I said, I was brought up with this soul and Motown and Kate Bush, which I love the Kate Bush and Susie and the Banshees. And then my stepdad was in the building trade, and he had a builder's van, and I used to clean it for him. And I found a tape in the cab and in the van, and I took it up into my bedroom, and this is where I discovered Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Motorhead. It was all on this tape.
Pretty cool.
So then, from then on, I took myself down to Woolworths and I knew what to look for because nobody in my school, it was all like Blur and Oasis and all that kind of thing at school. So I took myself down to Woolworths and they didn't have, the latest Judas Priest album. So I used to order it through Woolworths in Ludlow. So you could, if you wanted something, they didn't have it, you could go and order it.
All I remember Woolworths is the pick and mix where you used to go and nick the sweets.
Well, it was our only music place in Ludlow, so we didn't have pick and mix. You used to knit them?
Yeah.
Despicable.
Who didn't? Oh shit! I'm on camera. Sorry, Mr. Policeman. No wonder Woolworths went bust. All them sweets.
So, who inspired you to actually to pick up the guitar or to sing, or who inspired you?
Shall I go first?
You go first.
Actually, that was an old friend of mine, school friend of mine, called Bobby Linus. Actually, a very intelligent guy. I think he's a year younger than me. Can't remember now. But he bought an acoustic guitar, and I remember cycling around his house one day, as you do, and he said, "Hey, come around and look at my guitar." And I remember he bent his note up on the 12th fret, the top E on this acoustic guitar, and I thought, I need that in my life. That sound, I want to do that. So I think I brought, I got an electric guitar, Jetson. Ironically, which I think was actually made by Woolworths at the time, very rare. I know it's just a bit of a check your facts out, but they're very rare.
Have you got Woolworths in Sunderland? Did you have Woolworths?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
You did, yeah.
So it was a JEDSON, Jetson. I'll tell you what, for I think I paid, God knows, 30 quid for it at the time. But it had great action. It was everything. I mean, what a first guitar, to have. It was absolutely brilliant. And so I just learned how to bend a note was the first thing. And I used to go around his house and he would show me a few little things he's learned, and then I'll show him a few little things that I learned, and sort of progress from there, really. And, used to plug it into my granddad's old reel-to-reel tape recorder. No distortion or nothing, literally a lead from the guitar into this reel-to-reel tape recorder, and turn it up full blast, and the speaker would distort, and it had this beautiful sound. I mean, Jim Marshall, he's got nothing on me. I can tell you, I could have sold a million of it. Honestly, what a sound! We just thought one day, what if we plug it into this tape recorder, and this reel-to-reel, not a little one, a reel-to-reel one. It was my granddad's one, and we had such a great distorted sound coming out of the speaker. It's great. It lasted about 2 months, I think. Wish I still had it. Oh, your turn.
Oh, was it who inspired me to sing?
Yeah.
I think the first sort of, I've always loved singing. I've always sung around the house since I was a kid. And my mum used to say, "Vicky, why are you singing all the wrong words?" And I was like, well, I used to make up my own words to go with them. And I always thought my words are better. And I think I kind of do that now, don't I? Even the songs that we write, I tend to make up the words as I go. I think I do. Sometimes I forget. Anyway, but how I got into actually playing in a band was I moved in with a girl, and she played guitar, and she was just strumming along one day, and she was playing "Zombie" by the Cranberries, and then I started singing, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, this sounds really good," and then we decided to form a duo, and then we went to see a band, and there was a drummer there, and he was going to be our drummer, and then our bass player was our hairdresser. And we formed a band, and that was only 11 years ago that happened. Before that, I never thought that I would be a singer, but here I am.
Yeah.
But I do love that song, "Zombie" by the Cranberries. It's probably one of my favourite songs to sing. It's such an emotional.
Local gigs, we still put it in the set.
Yeah, we do.
We
love it.
Kicks ass, when it bangs in, I really still quite enjoy it. We don't do many covers now, but If local gig, that's one we stick in.
And the crowd love it. So.
Yeah, they do. Everyone actually. I mean, we got some great footage a couple of years. Someone videoed us playing from the back, and the whole of the audience up and down, and they're singing the words. And I think this is bloody cover. This is amazing, you know. It's, yeah, it's always goes down well, that one. Doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've mentioned Fiction, you were in a band like about 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
I was wondering, was there any other bands that you were in before Black Roze?
Yeah, we did. I did a stint with Thunderstick. They were a band in the early 80s, is that right? The early 80s. And he was a drummer in Saxon.
No, Samson.
Oh, sorry. Samson. And we did a whole year where we sort of went and did, we were sort of like, what do you call them? Not deaf musicians. But we stood it anyway. We did that, and I did that for a year. And before that, I was in a girl band called Plenty. And then I joined Black Roze initially, as we were doing just covers. And we got a gig with the Hard Rock Cafe in London, and it was on the proviso that we had original songs. So we decided that we'd give it a go writing, and we wrote In the Darkness, and that was where it all started. And we just thought, well, we actually really love the creative side rather than just doing the covers. So it all sort of stemmed from there.
Yeah, we had a great gig. I coached a load of people up from where, you know, our local area on a Monday night, I think it was in the middle of London.
But the Hard Rock Cafe, we were like, how have we got this gig? We were only a covers band, you know, it was great.
Yeah, so that was the first step into being an originals band. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So I suppose you want to know about
Oh, your past bands?
my past?
No, just mine.
No. Do you know, I actually forgot about that Thunderstick.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I actually forgot.
I can't believe I said Saxon and not Samson.
Well, you ain't used to it.
Sorry, we do this. We just sort of have a we can't stop talking. That's our problem.
Well, I know we're on these. People said we should have our own bloody TV show.
Just yakking.
Right. So the question was,
how many bands have you been?
Oh well, gigging bands. I mean, I did my first gig at school. Yeah, that was quite good. That was about 100 people. But that was pretty good. There was a little band called The Rats, which we recorded as well. So that was
they were quite good.
Yeah, I've still got the tape. I found the tape the other day, and I don't know how we managed to play. Oh, we got someone to put it on a CD, and I actually heard it back. It's very sort of 80s, the old Duran Duran sort of keyboardy type stuff. But yeah, that was quite interesting. So there was that, and I didn't really do much proper band until the late 80s, really. And then,
when you were 12?
When I was 7, then I must have been 7, I think. So I was in a band called Point Break. No, what are they called? Point Break?
I don't know, babe. I wasn't alive then.
Point Blank. That's it. I think that was it. Yeah, it's a long time ago anyway. I think we did a couple of gigs, and then my first real band was I was calling it a band. It was a band called Final Sunset, and we were quite renowned in the area. I mean, we had a massive following. So this is during the 90s now. We played abroad. We've done a few festivals abroad. It was all original stuff. We put a few covers in at a show, but it was all original stuff. Yeah, we were really popular. Probably up to about 1993, I think, and then I left. Then I formed a band called Black Roze, and basically after doing the originals band, I said to myself, I just want to do have a bit of fun. So we be a covers band basically. So and that done really well as well. For about at least 10 years, we was headlining biker festivals all over England. Really, was, you know, because obviously you go to a festival at that time, especially a lot of people want to hear what stuff that they know. So it was really, really popular. And then sort of on and off reformed Black Rain a few times, and then I recalled it Black Roze with an S, because then I was with Black Roze with a Z. But with obviously different singers, different band members. We had the original singer from Black Rain was in it, and then when Vixen joined, we called it Black Roze because I wanted something a bit more feminine. Obviously having a female singer in the band, so the same story as obviously we got offered to gig at the Hard Rock Hell Cafe in London. So we said, "Oh, we're going to write." So we've written that already.
No.
Oh, we're not.
No.
Can't remember. So we wrote that song then for that gig.
Then that's where we are now.
And then once we realised we were actually going to do all right as an original band, we had to change the name to Black Roze with a Z. Because if you Google Black Roze with an S, there's like a million bands called Black Roze. So if you Google Black Roze with a Z, there's probably about half a dozen. So I made sure I copyrighted it and everything. So we've got the copyrighted name to that name now, Black Roze. So, but also as well, I was in Thunderstick, which I completely forgot about.
Yeah, we both joined singer and guitarist.
Yeah, for a year.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Speaking of Thunder, do you remember?
Speaking of
sorry.
Do
you remember him from the old days?
Yeah, actually, I've Thunderstick is actually still going.
Yeah.
He's still going. He's Thunderstick himself. He's I think he's working on some new material. I think so, which is good. Which is good, really good.
Yeah, so we was in that band for about a year. Alongside Black Roze, we were doing two bands.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard. But actually, I was doing three bands because I was also in a punk band called Cozy Dunce. So I had a full-time job and I was in three bands. So I didn't get much sleep in them days. Now it's just Black Roze, and we're loving it.
Yes, wonderful.
Very good.
Yeah. So, what has Black Roze been up to as a collective? What you've been up to?
So we've been writing a lot.
Yeah. Since lockdown.
Through lockdown, we spent a lot of time writing. So now it's basically getting those songs that we've written into the rehearsal studios, get them up to scratch. Because the thing is with writing is we usually gig the songs as we're writing them to see how they go down, and you sort of get them into where you really want them when you gig them. Because we haven't had a chance to do that. So it's rehearsing them and then sort of recording the rehearsals and then seeing where we are with them. And we have got a new single coming out August the 6th called Not Your Whore Anymore. We've got a video coming out.
Yeah, we've been very busy for the last probably 2 months, been very busy. So recorded the single, Not Your Whore Anymore. And we've done 2 lots of videotapes. We've done, we try and make our videos as entertaining as possible. So we've done a little movie storyline to it. So we've done 1 take with the storyline. Excuse me. So that was a day's work of filming. And then probably about 3 weeks ago, we done the band shoot. We was going to do it outside historic ruins that's nearby, but in May, wasn't it? But it didn't stop raining for 40 days.
Someone's just been a washout.
So we had to change plans. So our bass player, Steve Rankin, he sort of lives on top of an old brewery. So they've been working on house improvements at their place, and they dug out this brewery where they used to keep all the old barrels of beer, like in the 1800s or whenever it was. It was fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, what a place!
You'll see.
I mean, you'll see it when. So,
So
about 3 weeks ago, we shot that in there. I mean, it's really atmospheric, And we didn't have to worry about it raining either, which was good. I had all sorts of plans, having a drone, go up into the air and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was like a monsoon down in south of England. Probably the same where you were. I think it was the whole of the UK. I think it rained, didn't it?
Yeah. Pretty much all holding, yeah.
Yeah, so we done the 2 shoots of that, and I finished pretty much. I think I finished editing 2 nights ago for the video. So really good. We had loads of footage to use, so it's quite straightforward.
We can't wait for you guys.
No, really pleased with it. Really pleased.
Yeah. It's just the songs. It's quite an angry song. It's about revenge.
That's why it's called Not War Anymore.
Anymore, but there's a twist. So I'm not going to tell you what the twist is because otherwise it's just spoil the whole video. But there's a twist to it. It's not just your average revenge song.
It's about female empowerment.
It is actually about female empowerment. It is. It's like, yes, I'm not having that anymore.
Yeah.
See you later.
We had some really good actors. Angela, and Nikki as well.
Yeah.
They were great. They were fantastic on the day. Great actors for the movie bits.
Yeah.
And the video shoot down in the brewery. We didn't find any old barrels of beer.
No wine.
No wine. Apparently there was a car up in the wall, though. I don't know how that happened. That was a bit strange.
That was a bit strange.
So no, we've been really busy, and then on top of that, we've been writing all these songs for the next album. And I mean, well, we had the lads around the other day, a couple of nights ago, and that was another 2 we knocked out.
Songs, yeah.
So we're going to bash that out live next week at rehearsal.
And of course, we're waiting now with bated breath to see if we're able to gig from the 19th of July.
Yeah, because we should have done 2 gigs already. Yeah,
because we've got quite a few gigs lined up for mostly August, September, and November.
Yeah.
We've got like a mini tour, so all the dates and that are on our Black Roze page.
Yeah, we had a comeback gig which was going to be a local one.
Yeah.
The weekend after lockdown should have been released. But obviously that got blown out of the water, and then we was going to do a festival this weekend.
Live festival. We were supposed to do last night.
Last night.
Yeah.
Should
have been last night or
second.
Last
no,
night?
Yeah, it would have been last night. Yeah.
I'm not very good at dates.
Yeah. So obviously because of the COVID thing, they haven't gone ahead. So we've got 2 local ones, and then it's all up your way.
Yeah, we've got one in Blackpool. That's probably the nearest to you.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
up near Scotland somewhere, isn't it?
We're terrible. Our geography is ridiculous. We're not very good. We do apologise.
We're nearer France than we are London, tell you that way. All right. You can understand why up north is anything north of Watford, isn't it? Scotland.
Yeah. I do apologise.
So you've briefly touched on some of your new material and your writing, and you've already recorded. Have you got a name for the EP or the album?
Oh, we have.
I have.
I don't think we're going to give it away just yet.
Do I not? Am I going to just guessing it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a competition. And
the concept is that it's kind of like a confessional.
It's a bit like Spiritual Hell, which was the last album. It had a double meaning. The spiritual side of things was a good thing, where hell was also the bad thing.
But there's always a little bit of hell with a little bit of heaven. There's always a little bit of heaven with a little bit of hell. That kind of,
And also, it summed up the songs on the last album, because some of them are party feel good songs, a bit sleazy, a bit, but the others, some of them are quite dark and gothic as well.
Yeah.
So the word spiritual hell was quite an apt.
Yes. So with this one, it's a lot of wrongdoing, put it that way, and a lot of thought processes and life experiences. So yes, it is like a confessional. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bit too early, isn't it?
But it'll be the usual mixture. We'll have some upbeat, full-on rock out numbers. We'll have some metal, little touches of new album in there, some sleaze glam metal. We've got even a blues song. we've done.
Yeah, a bluesy, sleazy.
Yeah, sleazy, bluesy song.
Yeah.
But slight bit of punk. I mean, you know what we're like. It's basically, you know, all of our influences all jumbled up into.
It's good because you know, our album will always be fresh because not every song sounds completely different.
Yeah. It's different genres, but you can still feel the same theme running through. It's kind of, yeah.
And I think it's because obviously Steve, our bassist, was into his Iron Maiden. Yeah. Vic was into his Rush and his Rainbow, and drummer Vic. He was into his Rush and his Rainbow, so he's got that side of things. And obviously you've got your Bon Jovi and your 90s influence. And I've got my hair. Yeah, got my hair metal stuff.
So that's why it's also.
So if you threw all that in a pot, you come out with Black Roze. If that makes sense.
But yeah, so we've got no idea on time frames for the album. We're just going to sort of, we've got a lot of songs to sort of work through to see if they're album worthy, and we don't want to rush this one. We feel like we did rush the first album a little bit, so we want to make sure it's fantastic before we. The first album is fantastic. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. What we notice is that the more you play a song, obviously, it changes over time. So in the old days of being able to gig every week, so you're playing 2 gigs a week. So after about 2 months, that original song that you've written sounds a little bit different to how you recorded it. Yeah. And you actually think, I wish we could have recorded it.
Yeah.
But now we haven't had the chance to even do that.
Yeah.
Because we can't gig. And because you can't gig, you can't play the songs to keep improving them or changing them, some differences. So so it's probably going to delay the process. Like everyone.
We might do an EP first, depending on how long it's taking, because obviously we want to keep the momentum going. So we might do a 4 or 5 track EP.
Yeah.
But we'll just watch this space. We will keep you.
We got to see how it goes. I mean, COVID is a wrecker, isn't it? It's wrecked everything. We thought we've been rehearsing non-stop, ready for 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Only for 2 days before it, so to say it's not going to happen,
But we'll bounce back.
Oh yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you did mention that you got like a string of shows lined up. Before we get into that, I looked on your website and saw some of the gigs that you've played. You've played with some big names such as LA Guns, Backyard Babies, Dogs D'Amore, and you got one band. You got one date. I think it's in Sheffield. I think. Where you're going to be supporting Enough's Enough?
No, I think that's November, that one. The one in Sheffield, we're supporting. We was going to be supporting LA Guns again, but because of COVID, they've had to pull out. So that's going to be the Choir Boys and Michael Monroe and Tiger Tails, the main acts. Yeah. Main acts for that. So that's at the end of August in Sheffield. And then in November, we've got a support slot with Enough's Enough, which I'm really excited about because in the 90s, it's just so ironic. I used to have 2 tapes in my car. It was tapes then, and one was the first Skid Row album, and I blow my eardrums out. I remember doing shift work, and, 5:30 in the morning, I need to wake up now. So I press play and turn it up. And that was my going to work tape for the first Skid Row album. And my coming home album was the Enough's Enough album. And so them 2 are on constant repeat for me for probably about 8 years in my car. So to get off of the Enough's Enough support slot, I mean, I was like, wow, that's great. I was blown away by that because them guys got me through the 90s, all that horrible having to do shift work era for me, but also for me musically, I didn't like that era because grunge is not my cup of tea. I didn't like it. There was no guitar solo. It was all a bit boring, and play with your head down like that, pretend you're not interested, you know. That's not me. We're a bit flamboyant.
Yeah.
We like to be a bit
But
flamboyant.
enough's enough, they're a great band because they're like sleazy rock, but they got like this Beatles sound, almost a Beatles sound to them, and that's one of their influences.
That's what I loved about them.
And they're lovely guys as well. We met them at Sleaze.
Yeah, we actually played the same venue before, didn't we? Well, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, we met. Yeah, we met them before. We was chatting away to about 1 a.m.
Yeah. At the car park.
At the car park. Because I got a story for
it. Probably not. No, if he says you better not, that means because his filter is very different to mine.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun with you guys. So, yeah. Reckless Love,
we had a good laugh at Reckless Love,
yeah. God, that was a good night. That was so. Yeah, we supported.
Diamond Head was a great support slot as well. I mean,
they were lovely.
Yeah, Am I Evil is probably one of my most favourite tracks of all time, and they were absolutely fantastic. And Rasmus, the new singer, he's absolutely unbelievable vocalist. And really lovely guys. You know, they pack down all their own gear. I keep saying it, don't I? They pack down all their own gear. They load all their own stuff into their vans. You know, the band, and they just go off like we do. But this is a big name. You know, these are people that we've looked up to. You know, for a very long time, and they're doing the same as us. And you know, it's inspiring.
And Carl, the drummer, he obviously done a gig and he was soaked through. And he said, I'm just driving off to Germany now or something like that.
We were like, what you're
about half 11 at night, we've done the gig, everyone's gone home and we're all saying goodbye and packing up. He said, oh yeah, we'll get to Germany in 3 hours, so see you later. I was like, what? We're going home to bed. So yeah, obviously a very hard working band. But yeah, that was a great big time.
Support them. I mean, we're overwhelmed that we're getting these support slots. We absolutely love it. I mean, it's. I think
thanks to the booking hall as well.
Yeah,
in Dover for that. I mean, that was great. I mean, please give them the booking hall in Dover some support if you can. Go on their page because they're one of these venues that are really struggling a bit, like everyone. Yeah. But they're doing their best to keep live music alive in Kent. So let's hope things go well. So yeah, anyone out there can donate a few quid to the booking hall in Dover. Go on their page and please play a few quid. I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Yeah,
and we would do.
And we would.
So, if in the ideal world, would you try and get back over to Europe or over to US for a tour?
Oh, that is the dream, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
we have got fans all over the world, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
They say, "Oh, come to Australia, come to the US."
Well, we was 112 in the Austrian charts.
We was.
It was absolutely mad. I don't know. We was on the way to a gig in London. I don't know what I was doing. I just Googling something up, right? I went, "Hey lads, we're 112 in the Australian charts." So on the van.
And the weird part about that was when we got to the gig, we met some girls from Austria.
That was really
and
weird.
They loved us.
Yeah. Cornelia, if you're out.
But yeah, the dream is that. I mean, you know, either supporting a big band on a world tour, doing our own would be even better. But you know, so anyway, you know, I made an want to embarrass them.
I mean, the only thing with Europe is it's a bit harder now for musicians with all these new things they're going to have to do to get to Europe. So I don't think anyone's tested the water yet. I saw Bruce Dickinson was talking about it the other day, saying it's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. And Freddie Moore did. There's a roadie for all the top bands, and his company have said, you know, everything's a nightmare now to be a trucker for a band. Is a nightmare. So to get across Europe now, it's going to be a lot harder, and because no one's been allowed to do it, so it's still untrodden waters. Yeah, we got a few band friends in America, which we're going to do a swap over. So they're going to come over here, and we're going to do the swap over in LA.
That'd be great. I mean, that's wonderful, LA.
All these things, I mean, should have gone ahead like last year, but obviously because of COVID, it's all been stopped. So but yeah, we're looking forward to it.
As soon as we can, we will be onto it.
Yeah.
So before we go into the last question, where can people find you on? Have you got a website, or I know you've got a website and a Facebook page, or you're on Twitter?
We're
Reddit,
not on Twitter actually, or are we on Twitter?
No, not.
Sadly, we're not very good. We're trying, but we do Instagram. That's going quite well now, and we're on Facebook, and we've got a website. What's our website?
www.blackrose.co.uk.
Yeah, and also I am looking into TikTok because apparently that's a really good way to connect with people. So I will be investigating that.
Apparently.
Yes, and YouTube, of course. YouTube is a wonderful platform for us.
For us, Facebook and YouTube
have been the ones that have been really great. So wherever we can get to, we will get to. So if anyone's got a platform that they would like to see us on, let us know, and we will.
Well, just like I say, thanks to Steve, our bass player, he runs the website. He does an amazing job. If you go on there, you can actually see lyrics to the songs.
And get our merch as well.
Buy our merch. And also, there's a little sneaky little preview for you. You can actually stream our new single if you go. There's a little sneaky stream.
We haven't advertised that.
No.
But we are.
It's exclusive for you. So it's on there for people who
really want to hear it.
So, but obviously the single release date is August 6th. And it's going to be available on all platforms, etc., etc.
Plus the video will be out.
And the video. So nowadays, the video is almost important.
I mean, I love the videos. I mean, that's one of because of lockdown. I really miss performing because that's why I write, is to be able to. When I'm writing a song, I think about performing the song, and without having that other element, it's been quite difficult for me. So the videos. Now when I'm writing, I'm thinking of the video as I'm writing the song and how I'm going to perform in the video. So it's been a really nice way of being able to get out there.
Well, it's we've been confident with it. It's almost like back to normality a bit now,
Yeah, hopefully.
So when is it? July 19th?
Yeah, so 24th of July is our next gig.
Yeah, so we got a local gig in Margate, 24th of July, Margate, Kent, if Boris allows. And then when it's in August, and then we're up and away. So we got HOH Sleeves in Sheffield. I'm going to forget some of these now. Oh, good Lord, I've forgotten already. Mayerfest in Birmingham.
Or Wolverhampton.
Was it Wolverhampton? Wolverhampton, that's it.
We've got Dementia Aware Fest in Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
Rock Force Festival in Blackpool.
Enough's Enough.
Support slot
in Wolverhampton at Robin 2.
But check out the poster on our page, and
we are going to put an updated gig guide on our page, so if you're just it'll be on there. The latest one. So a few more dates have been added. It's all going very nice. We hope. Come on, Boris, don't let us down.
Yeah. So the last question before we leave. Any advice for people who want to become musicians?
It's a good one for you, this is.
It's a good one for me.
Yeah, you're into that.
I've been thinking about it recently, and I really think that us being a covers band to start with was a really good starting base, because we managed to grow our local fan base. And those local fan bases, we call them the Black Roze family, they have supported us through the covers band. They come every gig we did, and then when we started writing,
which includes like local people and all the bikers, so
and not just from Kent. I mean, people that would also travel from afar to come see us from the covers band, and when we did the biker gigs and everything, and they've embraced our original material, and they've also been great at giving us feedback on the original material. So I think, yeah, if you're a sort of young, not young, but you can be any age because we are, just give it a go. Form a band, have fun, and enjoy yourselves, and you know, then start writing, and you know, you can do it. It's you know, I just think it's just have fun is the biggest.
Yeah,
thing.
definitely have fun.
Enjoy it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
I think the day starts becoming fun, and them days become more than the days that you are having fun. Is the time that you need to think, okay, this is maybe right, and then do something else. You know, go on to another band.
Yeah.
Our motto is always to have fun.
Yeah, we always say at the end of it, I think we had fun. Everyone who knows us will know that's what we always say. Well, that's what he always says.
I think we had fun.
Yeah,
and I
think we've had fun this evening.
We have had fun this evening.
I'm sorry for our rambling. We do tend to ramble. I hope
we do. Laurel and Hardy, or is it Hardy?
Yeah, but it's been really good fun. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Elle.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that you've answered anything. We have.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview. It's been, like you said, we had fun, major fun.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
As you probably say, I'm stopped grinning because it's because we've had fun.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
And come on England for tonight.
Yes, England.
Yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah. Too.
Well, I'm a Tottenham fan, so you know.
And now I have to be. No, I didn't say that. Anyway, let's let these lovely people go and watch the football. It's been lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
So everyone, peace out, man.